just doing this. That might be today's thing to do, but it might not be too. We might continue this because we did at least 0 and 1, right? I didn't take notes because they're so basic. And the code is not up anymore on the page. There's something else on that page that it links to. So we're not after the solutions here, we're after the code. So if we don't scroll down, we can read the code and possibly even what the task is. So here we could see in number 1, we have a int and a buffer and argc. Please specify an argument. We're supposed to give it an argument. And it copies the argument into the buffer, and str copy doesn't check the length, so we can overwrite stuff. And yeah, remember us doing this. We put DCBA lowercase there into it, where the int was after the 64 characters. So 64 characters and then DCBA, and then we got this one, right? So let's see if I remember the number 2 one, because this is the one I had up. So I don't want to scroll too far so the solution is visible. Int, a buffer, and a pointer here too. Variable get yeah, right, this was the environment. We haven't done this. I just read this much about. Right, so env greenie, we need to make one of those here. So we might continue with this. Maybe this is like, there are more of them. And what I did was to, we might get problems since I'm not using the VM, because it didn't have Swedish keyboard, and I'm not going to type trying to find the keys. That's too messy. So there's still a bit of juice underneath my glass, I noticed. So I'll just get rid of this so it's not wet. So I'll put it on my hard drive here. It will become warm use. So I'm just going to get some water here because use is a bit sticky, right? So let's get some water too. Don't want a sticky desk. There. So drops on the floor. There. Yeah, so today there's a time limit on stream. I'll have to think about what I'm going to do, because yeah, kids need time too. So it's 13:42. Really a bit late because of everything, you know. I need to go to my kids. It was just when the stream, it was like 20 seconds left on the countdown, and he said like, "Mom, are you streaming?" I'm like, in 20 seconds. So I told him I'll go over there in a bit. So we'll do that before we get started. Yeah, I think doing these, as long as they work, you know, on my normal Kali machine, might be a good thing. So let's start with that. Also, we don't need the VPN then, so that's what I usually start in for desktop. Yeah, I should get rid of some stuff on my desk. I have that tiny car thingy there. Yeah, what's up with allergies? Why do I have so much allergies now? So at work I was too like and lots of like sounding like this. It's still like that a bit, right? Ah, and now itchy eyes. I did open the window, but it has this pollen filter. I don't think it works for like when people cut the grass and stuff, you know. Yeah. So I'm just looking at this, the code for it. Let's see if I can scroll so I can see. That's the end of it, right? So, seriously, don't I want... Yeah, I think I want like notes on all of them. And these are very short, but it doesn't matter. So we can have this code and put it in our notes and make a Protostar stack 0 in our box directory, right? In notes. So notes, I thought almost I started notes, but maybe that was before I had to restart because OBS wouldn't start. Right. So this is very specific, right? But it is still... I mean, I could put box notes in the buffer overflow one. But it's better to have a link. So let's make a new note that is Protostar. And here we're going to make a link that will be a link to your boxes. And not over the wire, but Protostar. And then we have like stack, I guess. Because there are, let's see. I'm thinking, where did I put them? If anyone remembers, tell me. Yes, I'm thinking, if I didn't already, I'm going to put them in like something called Protostar or whatever, you know? Actually, I don't know if there's a way to sort this list. So let's learn things about the program I have never even looked at help for. Is there a help, or do we have to man? There's a help. So I'm thinking sorting, right? If it has it built in. So sort S. Is size, T is time. T, sort by time. Right, so this is probably something I should use a lot, right? So I often think, what on earth am I doing, right? What did I call that directory? Now we can see that we were lost at desktop. Didn't I move them? Is there something on the desktop? No? So maybe this didn't work well. I'm like totally don't remember where they are. So I'm sure I moved them. So let's cheat by going arrow up, right? So here we can see we're in the directory, right? We test stuff. Oh yeah, move desktop OPT. You have been in the directory. Did I put Protostar in here? I should have seen it then. This is the desktop OPT. I didn't put it in my OPT, did I? That would be odd. It's called Protostar 2, it seems. Oh, let's see. Vulnhub. Alright, now we know what I called it. That's why I didn't find it. Now I'm curious. Yeah, Vulnhub is here. I just didn't connect at all. Well, that's where I actually downloaded from. Right. That's where we can find it. Okay. Okay, sure. That would also mean that that's where it should be in the notes. So let's actually make a new folder here called Vulnhub. Right. And in this. Let's make that one tinier. We can drag this one over here.
VR_Mechatronics says hi.
Hi. Hope you're good, VR. Hope you're good. So let's make a new node here called oh gosh, I'm typing in my notes. I just made the note be
VR_Mechatronics says how it is going. Did you found job you like?
No, actually, I only applied for one so far because, you know, I'm still studying a lot, so I'm not like intensely. Also, it was a very good, interesting one, so I wanted to focus on one first. So I have another one I will apply then, since I didn't get this one, but I will also ask them, you know, more details. I just got an email, like a thing they probably sent out to 1,000 people or something. So we'll see. Right, so I still have my juice on my hard drive. Let's not do that, right? Safer now. So, because everybody has a hard drive like connected on their desk, right? So we're just going to go into this. I was just typing in my notes instead, in my notes. So here we have, right, CD bin. Right, we should probably delete at least the OPT. I don't think the run has anything else. We could just put this there. Here we have stack. It's stack 01 to 7, and then there's net, heap, format, and final. So we have more things there. But I think the place where I found the code, it's only for these stack ones.
VR_mechatronics says I had a job in Denmark but the municipality did not agree to let me work and they prefer pay me benefits. That is why I am thinking of going back to Texas with work.
Okay, okay. So you used to live in Texas then? So I'm quite sure I don't have the paste left now. I don't know how that could copy though.
VR_mechatronics says remotely.
Oh right, okay, remote job. Oh, so now I know what I got up there for a second. So right there. So I'm just checking the status of my TTS, the normal one. Let's actually remove the dev bit because, you know, you can just do tts.bat. Look, it works. How about dev? Oh my god. Because if we can have the normal one, you know? Yeah, so dev doesn't exist anymore, but TTS does. So then we can use this one. Right, so not working as good as I could hope there. What I thought about was that I think the TTS worked. Kinda didn't work though yesterday. So what if I do go on this one? I need to get permissions first. Yeah, so I know that sometimes you have to go in and delete its permissions in Twitch. So I won't do this now. We'll focus on that later. So remote job to Texas. That's nice. But odd that you can't work in Denmark when you live in Denmark. I mean, why not? Why not let people work and instead just give them money? That's odd stuff. Very odd. Notes, paste, and I think I have some views somewhere still. Maybe it's just me. Right, and let's do C. So this is much nicer, right? So let's make nice notes for this, right? And this way we can also if you explain things you recently learned, it's better, you know, you learn more. So I'll just see if there's any other information here. So I don't think, no. If there's information that I have not seen, nah. This is another write-up. So this person might have gotten stuff from here then. Yeah, so we were after the code. The code was not there. That's useless to us. Code and other information that you might need to solve the problem. This level looks at the concept of modifying variables to specific values in the program and how the variables are laid out in memory. If you're unfamiliar with man, ask is your friend. So we've already solved these. And I guess I still have the commands in my history, so it's easy to just recreate. So I should have started making notes at once for this, of course. Yeah, I just should have. So I'm just thinking this is the first test of buffer overflow. The gets function doesn't test, doesn't check the buffer size, is unsafe since it doesn't check the buffer size, buffer with 3 F's, before, but just puts whatever the user input is on the stack. This means we can overwrite the int variable easy by just typing a string longer than 63 characters. Since a null will be added at the end as a terminator. And then I thought of like the Terminator movies. Maybe that's not a good word.
Priyansh says, are you learning hacking?
Yeah. Welcome in. So I'm currently repeating stuff, which is a good way to learn things, and formulating them to explain, which is also nice, right? So this is the most basic buffer overflow you can have. So should we give it an example too? For example, like this, and let's give it here. Let's do a sage here because this will be from the shell. Here we have all of it, and I'm kind of thinking we did these not yesterday but a few days ago. So I just did this one. Where's the 0? Stack 0. I didn't do it even now. Yeah, I thought it was too easy to to do it even. Probably. What did I? Yeah. So these were very, very easy ones. So we're playing around, and I was like messing up the position of the parenthesis, right? Or rather the end of it. Right? So let's see, if I scroll up here so we can see the code, we can see that the size of this variable here is 64. So to make it easy for ourselves, we can, gosh, I keep hopping around with my keys in there or instead of here. So I'm like, if we go to the bottom here, this is today. We learned that we can sort on time by doing T for ls. So I've alright, I was typing LA there. Oh, that was funny. Didn't even see that. So this is the other one. So if we change this to 0, and let's make an example for 0. First, actually, let's just do any input here. So let's do hello. And no, it is here. This one does this. Right, that's why. That's why. So stack 0, we do like, we have 64 characters. I think I just did 1, 2, I got an extra character in there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. This should be an okay result. Nothing special. So we try it again. And I'm going to copy this because I don't want to do that again. We can also send the stuff in there, as we know it's one argument, right? So let's add 1 digit here now. This one actually will say try again, because the null will end up being 0. Zeroing this, that's already 0. So we actually compiled one of these. And it's not this one, but we did it with a try hack me one, the buffer overflow one. So we could see that it actually works then too, because if we have 0 and you set it to 0 and you check for 0, yeah, you know what I mean. 0 will be 0. So pasting this, now let's do for 5, and then we get you have changed the modified variable. So if we were to compile the code that we don't have here, but now we found it. We found the code for final 0, which also helps us know what we're supposed to do, what's the task here. We know how what it wants us to do right now. So let's actually keep the 3 one and this one, because, well, we could just do this one too. So I think this one is very easy, but it's annoying that they use 0 because it kind of breaks the logic for trying to explain it to someone else. So what we're doing here, we're filling up this buffer, and since this one is like kind of after it in memory, that's why it's filling up, continuing to fill this up. And there's no like special stuff, it's compiled without security features, so it'll work. There won't be special stuff stopping us from doing this. So we need to learn all the things about that too. Let's do our parentheses. Since the check is for 0, we won't get the assumed well, 2 seconds, my kid. Yes, gubben. Jag är mycket en mening om vad skriva. Jag vet inte, jag skriver klart för dig. Jag gör det jättesnabbt. Take it like. Yeah, so he wants more food. So I'll give it when we are like finished this, maybe working a bit on the next one. So since the check for 0 we won't get assumed modified there, since the check is for 0 I already wrote that, so there, as we overwrite the 0 with 0, the null, right? So just a explanation why it's a 5 here. Then we already put the code for this one here, and I also have an. So let's first see, what did I type here? Right. So that uses gets. What does this use? str copy. In the second example, the unsafe function str cpy is used to copy the argument independent of its length into the buffer. Ouch. This will also result in a buffer overflow in case the argument is more than 63 characters. Dot. So I don't think we need more, right? Do we need more? Do we need like a yeah, let's see it as like in between like box notes and just explanation of buffer overflow. And on that I need to change, God, so many here. So so we have the links for these here in in our 27 buffer overflow. So we have examples examples of buffer overflow using so apparently my memory is 0 gets using gets and a 64 char buffer. Using str cpy and an argument and a '64 buffer. So we can continue here later. And let's actually open this one in a new one. So we don't have to go back and forth like that. And then we already have an example up here, right? But I'm thinking, well, it's easier to just write it. So, hello. Try again, you got. So we know what it looks like. Well, we have our example output here. So here we have fail and success. So we were playing around too with the backticks here and reading up on that, why they are like doing the same thing. The dollar parenthesis is easier to nest, and it's also newer, it appears. At least if we're to trust, was it ChatGPT? I think so. So I was asking it, since you can't really Google backtick, right? That's why we ended up in ChatGPT. What's the difference between backtick and dollar parenthesis? So why do we have this boring colorless thing here? I guess that's what it looks like. So this one, did we have a... Oh, it's the numbers and the string in there. That's why it's prettier. Here we have the string only. Yeah, so we can see here from the code. Right, so we need a bit more explanation here. Before I type this, talking about Endian, you know, and turning it around, I'll just go put a few pancakes in the microwave. Right, so we have the argument, argc. Please specify an argument. If we don't have one, otherwise we copy it to the buffer. And also modified 0 is set before this, of course, or it would or it would be safe. Okay. So let's see here. I'll actually click there. So my mom will probably come into ours. So I have less time to do this. Right. So we can see in the code that the value of what's the variable name? The value of, well, I'm thinking, should I say the variable modified or just modified? Let's be explicit. The variable modified needs to be set to, and we're gonna copy the value as we are using little Endian. will turn this backwards when entering, when overriding the memory. Also, I'm thinking this is a good opportunity to get an explanation from ChatGPT on how this works. So when we're done with the notes, we might ask it to add stuff, right? So I've never done that before. It will be interesting to see what it can do. Not like adding to the notes, but to like maybe like just ask it why and get its explanation for the reason. Backwards when overriding the memory. As I think I have it there, is the same as ABCD. Our input becomes 64 characters of random stuff, official words here, and then DCBA. And then it also shows the output here, right? So I prefer having this first and then explaining it. So without looking at the source code, we could have gotten this from disassembling it. Well, let's actually do it, right? So let's use so since we have recently learned both R2 and GDB, my brain is like messing them up, but I remember it correctly. It's R2 that has a D1, right? So let's do that. Now let's do R2. I'm typing in the notes. That's annoying when it happens. R2, and not buffer overflow that we done before, and not our test stuff. But stack 1, right? So stack 1, because this is where we need to find the value. Let's also do A here, right? So we don't have to do any A afterwards. So now we can just do let's do PDF. I'm trying not to look at the notes here. Right, it doesn't work. AFL. Right, so PDF needs the function address, and that's what we get from AFL. So that's what I get from trying to remember it in my head. I missed a command and the argument to this one, right? So here we have the disassembled main. First of all, I'm going to check the code. Let's see. So scrolling up here, so we only have main. We don't have any other functions in this one. I just wanted to make sure. Of course, we could also have just checked here. We don't have any function names that we have made here, right? Or that they did who made the program. Oh, sorry. So here we can see the str copy. It sets the variables, the arguments for the function first. And here we can see the comparison. And we can see what it compares with. And here we even see DCBA, right? So if we would have disassembled it, we would have seen it in clearer text than looking at the code. So let's actually use this, put this into our notes. Imagining that we didn't have the source code. Could we have found the solution easily by disassembling? Yeah, I noticed. The function main. So let's put our disassembled code here. So we will drop the nice, very nice what would I call it? Coloring of this, right? Let's also skip my mess there. We don't need to remember how to do it, to do wrong. So these are like infos. Relux has not been applied. Please use ebin relux apply true next time. So we'll have to check up what that is. But right now, I'll focus on this. So, PDF main. We wouldn't have needed this, of course, right? Let's actually remove this from the notes too, because it's not necessary. I just forgot to put that main there. So I'm also doing dot here. There's more stuff there that I skipped, but the commands are here. Then we can see here so for our notes here, we can see a very clear line, and I'm going to actually use a colored version here of it, meaning a screenshot, so we can see all the colors here of this one. So should I start ShareX? I don't think it's the problem that crashes Stomp. What? It googled it instead of starting it. There. Must have misspelled it or something. No, it still googled it. It googled it. So this is installed on my computer. Why does it darn thing... So again, if I do capitalization and everything, ShareX. Okay, X. So when if I click this, but I want apps, I will uninstall it. Right. Let's try the start menu. So I've not uninstalled this recently or anything. I guess we go into S. I'd never use this start menu. We have ShareX. So why don't we have the executable there? Well, okay, let's go again. Can you use letters here? No, because you hop over here then. Okay. I don't like the start menu, that's why I don't use it. It's useless. Well, now for debugging it might be useful, because what I want to do is to open file location for this one. And it seems like it's gone, the file, the link. I did clean out a few things, so let's look at these properties. So program files share X is where we're going. Let's see if it can handle that. Oh my. Okay, dokie. So here we have it. Let's actually go back then, and let's fix this poor thing that can't solve its own problems. Let's make a new poor shortcut here. Can't create a shortcut. Do you want to replace on desktop? Okay, right. So we have to go to the directory where this is, right? So I'll have to fix it later. Let's do this for now. I'll create a shortcut on the desktop for now. I can fix it later. This is like Windows. Yeah, Windows, you know. Right, so the only reason we did all of that was to avoid having to open the program to my image program, right? Very efficient use of time. So let's F4 and grab this line here. So a bit pretty, we can see the other lines there, right? So let's hope it worked. So we can see here. Maybe I should have cut those away. What do you think? Yeah, let's do a new one. Nah. I'd have to go and delete this image, which isn't that hard though, I guess. Let's delete it. So it wasn't as clear as I wanted it to be. So I'm just redoing it quickly. So I'm just pressing F4 since I've set that as my shortcut key here for this. And there. So I think that's better. We can see here DCBA even. As you can see, we even get the reverse string. Well, value, whatever. It's not a string. It's actually a value. It's just represented with characters. The reverse value. Let's do a string then. As a comment. Very nice. So it would have been even easier without the source. Maybe everybody wouldn't agree though, I guess. So I like the pretty colored version, but this is good too, right? Push EBP, move EBP SP. So saving the old EBP, saving and putting the stack pointer there. And the other day we read about C9, T3 leave and ret. Should do that again. Repeat it. Oh my. Yeah, so I think this is good enough. What do you think? And I am still streaming, right? There. So this is like an extra bit, right? It's not really part of it, it's just an extra bit. So, I don't like the alignment here, by the way. So images, the text here, and these names, and this shows it's a directory, but still, when I make a new one on this level, I will make it here. I've done it so many times and got stuff underneath another folder. This is where there are. Or it's too far between here. I don't know a better way of doing it, though. Making this one white, so it's and aligning these underneath. I don't know. Or having an image after showing it's a directory instead of the arrow. I don't know. This will angle too. No complaints there. I don't have a solution for it. It's just I keep doing wrong. Keep assuming the other way around. Right, so now we have a new note for the new one. So we need to get the C for this one. Well, we don't need to, but let's do it anyway. So number 2. Environment variables, and not scrolling too far here. So I was kind of thinking I'll get them all at once, so we don't have to go and by mistake look at the solutions. It's easier to do it now. Because if I were to happen to by mistake look at something, I will still forget it, right? And I don't want the solutions. That's not a fun way to do it. Stack 5, and these are very easy, the first ones. It'll probably be new stuff for me a bit later. 6, I think it was 7, right? Or 8, but last one being number 7 there. So so 2 is filled in, 3 is nothing. So let's there. So we can keep this one up in case I have problems, but I would prefer Googling anyway, I think. I'm looking at this first bit too, in case there's like suggestions or like instructions more than the source code. I think we're supposed to have the source code available, you know. But I think there will also be like, do this, do that. Overwriting function point store and stack, preload to overwriting the saved IP. Yeah, so what we're currently doing on the TryHackMe one is overwriting the saved IP. That's a goal there. But I want to do so we're at the same level on both. There. Win. Flows of solution. Yeah, so I've done this. It will be interesting to do it on my Kali VM though, because I have only done it on TryHackMe's virtual machine. So it's interesting to see what can I do and what can't I do. What is compiled within the the executable file, the L file, and what is actually the machine it is running on, right? What part of security is that? So if you have an ancient executable that's unsafe and you run it on a modern safe machine, what happens? You know? Because my machine's supposed to be modern and safe, right? Introducing shellcode. At this point, it might be easier to use someone else's shellcode. Yeah, and we have one from the track me page. I'm not sure. Yeah. XCC. So maybe I should. This is a good thing because as we're not doing this one now, I don't mind looking a bit down here and might see. Oh, I SH'd it. See. I did the right thing here, right? This is C. No, it's SH2. So I almost always I do SH, so it's like in my backbone. There. So this one, let's see if there's anything else we need to think about. To solve this challenge, one could use core dumps for analysis instead of direct debugging in order to capture the memory state of the program exactly as it appears during normal execution. Notice that if one calls stack file program by stack file and the follower, the memory address of the overflow point will be different from the one called by using this full path. Ooh. This is very interesting. All references are worth reading, especially the last one. So they're using GDB. So here they quit. Yeah, so let's not dig too far into this, right? So the references they have, it is actually other walkthroughs, which is kind of funny, right? Didn't they find anything on the actual thing? Oh, well, all the places, you know, where you can learn stuff is good. It's all good. When you have restrictions on the return address, this level can be done in a couple of ways, such as finding a duplicate of the payload. objdump will help with this, or ret libc, or even return or the programming. It is strongly suggested you experiment with multiple ways of getting your code to execute here. So don't ask me why I start selecting it at the bottom. I think it actually works more often than. So we missed one, did we? I didn't actually copy the code for it. So let's go back and go to 5. So it's my brain thinking, no, we had this one right. So yeah, thought so. This is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's why I put 5 on 4. Bad sync there. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 instead. So now we have 4, 5, 6, and we need to add 7. And C. And this place has others too. And I thought, oh, there's a readme, and there's just this, right? I'm curious for what the others are too. Oh, sorry. So I'm not really tired, it's just me sitting here still not moving. Yeah. I'll go before we start with the next one. And this is new with the get and to set a variable and stuff. I'll go just talk to my kids a bit. 0D, 0A, 0D, 0A. So so number 2, environment variables. Well, let's make all those arms right. So stack 2, we have the executable. We could of course do this here too, typing in the notes. So so we have stack 2. So if we just run it, please set the greeny environment variable. Okie dokie. So we need to set the variable. Let's see if I can just so I'm sorry if you can hear the cars. So So let's copy this, because oh no, we want the first output in the notes so we can see. The first one we didn't get any instructions. This one actually gets us some instruction. Oh right, that we can see here, of course. So if there's no variable here, then it prints us. So we need to create a variable. And let's do like notes first. We run the program. There. As we knew, from the code, we need to set the var. Is that good enough? I don't think so. Typing half a word. Variable. There. So let's do that. So right. I'm a bit curious actually. Are there different ways to set variables? There's just the export one. I don't think that's a logical one. Are there other ways? Let's just printing them, export. Oh gosh, pull too far to the right. Printing, persistent. What? What? I'm sure there's other ways, right? Take the opportunity to look into all the things, you know? God, my head is... Oh, of course there's a file. It's a Linux. Okay, source. I actually didn't know this one at all. I have to test this source. Typing it in the wrong place. So, source is a command. Is there help? No such thing. No. No, nothing. Okay. So it's such a basic thing. It doesn't have any help at all. Let's just make one, I guess. So greeny. Can I double click this? Yes. So right. I pasted by not there, and of course no spaces there or stuff will go wrong. So oh, wrong thing here. So what we usually do is to make a kind test, right? To get the try again message. So let's do hello, and then we run the this one again. Try again. Right. You got. We're supposed to get something special, right? So paste it here, our output. So our buffer is 64 characters again. The buffer is 64 characters. This time too. Let's just put a longer string in the end. No, I'm going end var. I'm not going to type it every time. So let's do that. Right? So arrowing up in the notes, not here. So instead here, let's do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 64. Looks kinda correct, right? And then let's do like A, B, C, D, right? A, B, C, D. Let's try this. Yeah, that's the number of digits we get here. So this is hex, so every character is two digits in the hex. So this is 8 and this is 4. So if we do this and then we run this one again, then we get a funny number, right? So doing it step by step so we can see easily what we're doing and putting it in the notes. Nice. Our extra characters put a 64 plus 4 character string in the end var, making it more specific. Oh, should I type environment variable every time? It's looks not pretty there, right? It's not hard to type, especially not copyright. Nice. Our extra characters ended up where they should. Next, let's get the right characters. So now I have to like think here. Also, we can cheat by disassembling it. So, right, clicking on my right button for the right screen. So we do R2, stack 2, and we do PDF at main, and we have our disassembled function, and this is what it is, the string. It's \n, \r, \n, \r. Yeah, I recognize those, but I didn't have them in my head. So that's the string we need. I guess we can just put this there, right? So so instead of these four, let's paste this, and we'll see if this works, right? And we got the wrong result. I'm not very surprised. We might have to send this stuff into there another way. So let's just change this to Python. What's that? Python. Right. My brain tells me I should do C, but I want to double check what I'm doing here. Yeah, right. And just print for the string. Oh no. I'm typing it in my notes. I had to fix it again. So C, print, and now we could use like a mathematical one instead, right? So we could do like prettier than this. Not that this wouldn't work. Whatever. Times 64. So should we do an a lowercase a this time? Times 64 and NR, and let's see if this works. Oh gosh, I got the wrong character. This is supposed to be a dollar character. So I had to press Alt GR instead of space for that. I missed it. I didn't see. Then I mistyped Python. So print, and then we have right. So this we just change these because we can't have both. It will be funny. Oh well. There. So a times 64 plus whatever, you know. Just making sure we are in the right place of the notes. Should I copy this to the notes? Cause I started kinda doing it, right? Let's finish one thing before the next. So I'm going to dot these again. There's more stuff in between. So backslash n, backslash r, backslash n, backslash r, and is the goal string. I mean, we could have gone Cyber Chef on it, but I was thinking, why not? We have a good way here to do it, right? It will be nice, a bit of comment for us. So let's not up and down arrow now, because we have the command ready. And this is... okay, so something went off. Oh, right, this is parenthesis. So... missed the last one. That's why this ended up in the wrong place. Right. So there. And stack 2. You have correctly modified the variable. So we copy. So now we have a good way of entering special characters into a environment variable. We can just use Python. That's nice. Always good. So let's right. So we got actually I missed another step. Let's update our string. Oh, the special. As we can see, the special characters were not correctly put in the environment variable. Let's use Python. So here we need to add the bad output too. So I just didn't do it. It's kind of nice to... now I have to test something else. So let's say, click here to get to the right place. So what if we do this? What will the value be here? Yeah, so that would probably have been enough then. No, it's still bad. Because it's the characters. It's not translated in any way. So, if we use these, I'm thinking this might work, and it might not work. So that's why we're doing it. Doesn't work. So, what if we use these? So, I don't see a reason why this should work, but I have to try. Yeah, so it's trying to run this as a command, and it won't work, of course, because it's not a command. So, that would have worked with the Python one too. So I'm curious now if there's another way to do it. Of course we could like echo and use bash instead of Python. But I'm not good at that. Python is more comfy. So it's time for the next one, right? What time is it? 15:30. Yeah, so we have lots of time. These are not that time consuming. I'm assuming the next one will be tougher, right? There it is. And we got it. Right? And all of these tests, they didn't get the same numbers. We have 7.2 is the same. Now I have to do it one more. Sorry. The point is learning, right? So if we do this one now and run it again, we're getting this different value. So there is a difference between them. Yeah. So let's just continue. So stack 3. Code overflow successfully changed. Is our goal to hop to win? Oh, it's this one, right? So I've already done this one, but we'll do it. I haven't done exactly this one. I've done buffer overflow 2, which is like the same thing. Let's just quickly go there. Here. So we use this one to learn a lot of things. Wasn't this the one? Was it number 3? Oh well, whatever. It's not important which one it was, right? So let's run it. The first thing is to run it, right? And again, I was in the wrong screen. So, hello. Okay, we're supposed to input there. It happened again, the copy thingy. Not move mouse, then we can't move the mouse too quickly, then we'll go nuts. FP, our function pointer. Buffer fp0 gets buffer ffp. So let's do a test run. So hello, nothing fun, not even a single color thingy there. We have a 64. Sure. Buffer once again. But this time we have a function pointer to overwrite. Oh. So, since this is a gets, since we have another gets, and we will want to try different output. We'll do, and we'll copy my notes from Yeah, so I scroll to the right.
Noriko Neko says ah.
Hi, Nori. Sorry, I don't have any snacks. Oh, I have banana chips over there if you want. How are you, Nori? Hope you're great.
Noriko Neko says no. Noriko Neko says snacks.
Yeah.
Noriko Neko says Peppo leave.
Oh, okay, I'll get them. I'll get you some snacks. See. Here. Here you go. Get some banana chips.
Noriko Neko says woo.
So, you make me lose track of what I'm doing. Yeah, so we're going to copy one of the lines here, piping it to the program, so we don't have to type so much. So we'll do something like this. Yeah, let's do the Python one. I found a Perl one too. You know, you never know. You never know. Oh, well, it can be there. It can be there.
Noriko Neko says, is there a cooldown on this IRL? Running, I got 40k. Can I make you run so far away from your house you become lost Kappa?
So the thing is that I have training ache, so I couldn't really run much. Should have been there yesterday. And I'm going to training at 5, so it's just 1 hour 20 minutes until I'm leaving for training. So sorry, couldn't do that now. So I have training ache on my tummy, but not only that, also on the sides and my back, all the way around, and my thighs and my shoulders. I can hardly move. It wouldn't be a fun running stream, right? Another day, Nori. And I would never become lost, because I would have been at that place because I run there. I don't become lost. I don't think it's possible. Sorry. I've never been lost. Sorry. I can run to a point in the forest. Oh, I remember those rocks. Let's go there.
Noriko Neko says yes, but if 5k points equals 5 mile run Noriki 1 boba.
I don't know what a mile is though, but I think you told me though, right? Maybe.
Noriko Neko says 5 kilometers.
Yeah, 5 kilometers. Oh, that's no problem at all. Yeah. We can do that, but not today. And I don't know how to refund points, so I should probably turn stuff off when I'm... This is a full day. I have lots of stuff to do today. 64 buffer once again, but this time we have a function pointer to override. Since we have another gets, let's do this so it's obvious, and we will want to try different output. We'll pipe the input to the program, like paste, right? Let's do it, right? So first of all, but first, well, actually, let's do this, and let's just change the string to be something. Now let's just do it. Oh, that's my desk. Which is not on. Right, so instead of just doing this, we're going to do this. And it will get a segmentation fault. Right, and we're getting the output too. This is from the program. So if it is set to a value, it will give this output, which is very nice. So I'm just waiting for the point where my Kali machine will say, you shouldn't do this, right? So this might not work all the way. There. Let's actually check the code. So it's running it afterwards, and that's when it's breaking. So there, we set the right location, in memory. But what is the address of the function? Let's find out. So again, we know how to do this now. It's very nice, right? So we will use R2 again, and we will list the functions like we did a bit before. So we just go back here, and I should arrow up in the right place. So right, now we need to send input inside of there. Which is a bit more complicated, but we will... No, we don't have to. We just need to get the... so I'm just going up to the R2 command, because I'm efficient. It's not lazy, it's efficient, right? 3. Hop in a few extra steps here. So we're doing this, and then we're doing... looking at nodes, AFL. Something with an L and an F, but the order. AFL. Analyze function list. I don't know. AFL. And here we have our main function, and here we have our win function. So this is the address, this is a value that we want. So we will put this in the notes as usual. Right? And then we'll see if it's the same value. If it's the same value when we run it. If it's not, it won't work. We'll notice. There. So we just use this command to find the address of the win function. Add memory address there. By the way, so this thing, this kind of way of typing it, I'm curious, could you do more characters there? Probably not, right? It's supposed to be 2. But I know the 1 works. Does it? No, I'm not sure anymore. Anyway, let's exit this and see if this address works, because it might not. So we want to quit there. We want to run this again, but now we want to change these. So I'm looking at the notes here again, scrolling down. We have the address here. The last number is 24, right? So let's start. Oh, well, I shouldn't say 24. It's hex 2f 24. And then we have hex 84. And then we have 04. Everything is so even. I'm like, is this correct? 08. And let's see what happens if we run this. So let's see. 04. Yeah, it's not correct. It's very not correct. So let's just try and see if we can manage to get this one. I know that once I turned it backwards when it was not supposed to be. So So where could the C have come from? Didn't we do this correctly? Let's see. We have 2, 4. We have 2, 4. We have 8, 4. We have 8, 4. We have 0, 4, 0, 4. Then we have C2 and we don't have the 0, 8. So is this C2 something that's been put in there by something else? I'm very curious what happens. Also, we don't know if, my computer will do safety stuff that is not supposed to be in this lab. I think I killed the VM. Yeah. So, but we could just load the ISO again and boot on it, but it is the keyboard I don't know. And I can't copy paste. So that's not a good situation. It's a shell only machine and I don't remember any keyboard setting commands. And I can't type the characters even to do it. So I wasn't feeling good there. Maybe we could upload these to the tracking machine and run them there, if that would be the problem. Yeah, so what I will do actually, because I don't know if what I'm doing wrong, if I'm doing wrong, and if it is my machine or if it is the task that I'm failing at the task I'm supposed to do. So let's go to it. Let's go to number 3 in these notes, right? And they had several other links too. So they are doing, actually look at the same numbers here. 248404. So they're doing exactly what we do. Meaning it's probably not me, and it's probably the computer adding stuff there. Yeah. Then it's kind of hard to test it. But it's exactly the same line. If I copy this and if I space and paste the line here, you see it's stack 3. It's they're using Python C print without parentheses because theirs is older Python. So my Python command goes to Python 3, not to Python 2. So this is just Python 2 without parentheses. So that's the difference. So it's the same command, it's the same address, and it didn't work because it's on a modern computer with safety stuff. So I was waiting for this to appear. Well, let's actually look at the other ones too. So we have two other links to solutions for this one, right? Okay, so this one has all of them. Then we shouldn't scroll too far. Oh, right. Something Chinese. So, yeah, they're doing the same thing. 24840408. So, and this one isn't even found because it's old. So this is the problem with doing old stuff, you know. That's life. Now we hop to the wrong one. Oh, we can close that one. Right, we don't want to look at number 4. Nothing here. So, right, we have a machine. We can start it. We can see if we can upload a file here. Why not? Right? It's the same kind of thing. So this machine is set up not to be picky about stuff. And we probably can upload stuff. So then I have like 25 minutes before I have to leave. So we'll see if we have time for it. If we don't, we don't. Not much more to say about it, right? So this is something we can SSH to. Let's open that in a separate tab. And let's just get the IP, because this is a machine. We will have such a long list of connections to it. 15, 14, 13 seconds until we have an IP. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on, IP. So we have 48.4. More even numbers. Come on. How did I fail to press enter? I think it's slow. I think it's not started fully. So let's just redo it. 10.10.48.4. Yeah. So it's almost been 1.5 minutes and it started. Yeah, so since I have a limited number of minutes now here. Yeah, I need to switch clothes too and stuff. So do you know what the problem is? So what do we need to know to do to connect the TriAcme? I'm like, yeah, right? So it wasn't the machine's fault. It wasn't the machine's fault. It was my fault. User 1, password, best security in the world. So let's also open a new tab, and we're in this directory bin here. So let's list the files before I start, and then we're going to do a Python yeah. So I usually do it in my root, or my home directory, but we are just doing this now. We don't have time for anything else anyway. So we have right, we didn't need to do this. We have SSH. We could We could SCP stuff there instead. So let's do that. So we wanna SCP stack 3, right? So SCP yeah, I downloaded the files. But now we want to upload the files to home, and the current one is 48.4, and I don't remember the R. Let's just skip it and see what happens. Oh, recursive, right, now I remember the R. Stack 3, SCP stack 3 to and it found it. It's bold. To user 1 home directory. Right, and the password is user 1 password. And it's completed. So let's go here and LSLA. And there we have stack 3. So now let's run the same thing. First, let's just run stack 3. I don't remember. We had input. Bad elf interpreter. Alright. Right. So let's totally skip that and let's just make a file instead and compile it, right? So I guess we'll not know. Stack3.c, and we will copy the source from the notes, and we have them at the very top here. Yes, Kevin. Right, so my kid wants me. We'll see. Yes, Bubben. Jag kommer ju snart. Om jag så lite över. Yes, jag fixar det jättesnart. Det tar ju inte så lång tid. Okej. Yeah, so I said about 16, right? A bit past 16. So he's like, it's 16. I want my dinner now. It's a bit early, right? Yeah, but I'm leaving at 17. So I'm also, well, it's also like 20 past or something. So we just copied the stuff, and I have notes on how to compile to be able to do this. Right, SX. I was like, what am I doing? So I'm assuming we have GCC here, and I'm going to check my notes and compiling away features, right? Security features. So let's not do G, but let's do this thing, right? Let's use these two options. So I'll copy them because it's not a lot of time left. So I just want to see if our input works. Oh gosh, I pressed space in the notes and it all went away. Nice that we have undo, right? So let's do stack .c. Stack 3. stack 3B, I guess. Right? We already have a stack 3. So not to mix them up, let's override it. Because, you know, I don't want double files. And if I copy the full command, I want the same name. So we're getting a warning that it's not safe. That's nice. So let's lay st star, right? So we don't want a long list. So we can check the date of this one and this one, and we see that the time here, it's different. So we got a new file executable, it compiled, which is nice. So now let's go to the notes. I don't have time to redo anything. So what we run here and got the wrong response, it is this. So we're going to copy this and run it on this machine that is built for doing buffer overflows. So now when we run it, well, we didn't get any output. That's nice. This is the one that's supposed to not work because it's a bad address, you know? Okay, so obviously this machine also has SR2, right? Yeah, so did my brain remember that? Why? So we have another address for this one. So a quick test. I have not put all the last ones. I didn't put it in my notes yet. So I will quickly just paste this. Adding this works. Checked that this works in for other people. We're on my collie, yeah, not on the original. So now I have that copied, so I can use it on this one. Not that we need it, because we already have the line there, right? Sorry, wrong one here. Q. And then we do this, which is the same. And we only change, let's actually prettify it a tiny bit. Why so many spaces? And then do 57. And when I'm done with this, whether it works or not, I will have to go make food for my kids. So since it's just a bit more than an hour for me to that I'll leave, but we don't get an output for this either. So I'm kind of like, the compilation didn't work very well or something, right? How come this doesn't get anything, no output? Like I said, I would leave, right? But I have to go check Nano. I have to add a printf. Oh, that doesn't work. I'll have to type myself. I don't mind. Hello there. no tabs. At the F. So we SX, we recompile, we get warnings that it's not secure. Dangers should not be used, which we know, that's why we're using it, right? It's recompiled. Let's do this again. And why my brain suddenly remember this, I don't know, but it's good with a repetition, right? So 40.05.57 is the same. 40.05.57, so we can just arrow up to well, we need Q. And then we arrow up and we run this command again. And we got hello there at the F. So our output gets outputted. The program runs, it did compile, but we don't get any of the special output. So I'm curious what happens, but we don't have time to check more. Let's just check nano again because I don't remember the code. So in this one we are not here yet, but if there's something in this except for, you know, if it's 0 it won't, if it was changed it should go into here. So it doesn't notice, we're not managing to override it, we're not far enough onto the stack. Let's just do a random big number before we stop this, right? So instead of 64 characters, let's do 640 characters, right? And then we get a segmentation fault, and we get the error, and we get the address. So we just need to get a number here. So let's assume it's not that big a difference. Let's do 70 instead. So we're not there, but we got the changed value. 40, okay. So let's do 72 then. Zero 400 557. The flow successfully changed. So we got it, even if it was in a bit of a messy way. We finished it. It added stuff in between. That's why. So on our computer, it didn't work for other reasons. We can try adding something here too, right? Let's do 72 just because we had 72 over there. Oh, that's the wrong one. So this is the right one. And I see, do you see? We also didn't get the same error, we got just an inserted character in between, right? That's the problem. So this won't work at all because it's got an insert character in the middle of the address, right? Yeah. So we'll have to be pleased with it. Worked running it here, but we still had to adjust it. It's not anymore 64 characters. Or 64, it's 72. So this is not... this means... Oh, sorry. I don't know what I dragged by mistake. I'm so sorry. I like copied and pasted the output. That's happened before. So all of this is copied to here. Right. Yeah, so I'm kind of pleased with this. I'll have to finish the notes when I get home, or rather later. Later. Yeah. So, thanks for today. We got a bit further with the... yeah, what I was going to say was that I just remembered. This digit is not worth 10, it's worth 16. That's what we have to remember with hex, you know? But this is not hex. This is normal numbers. So it actually is decimal. I didn't hex these. Right. Sorry. So it's actually just the normal one. So it's 6, 7, 8. It's 8 characters difference. So it's an extra 8 characters. And this is supposed to be also a 32-bit machine. So it's just an extra one in between there for this one. I don't know why, but that's not what it is like on the original one then. Because they have just 64. And if we hop over to the other person's solution here, they're doing times 64. And these two did 64, right? I haven't checked that one. Yeah, so I guess we're going to the browser where we already are, and we're clicking the